In the news this week,
we are here between Elliot and Rutherford for the 50th anniversary opening ceremony.
we look back at Freshers Week and the 24-hour services now on campus.
I meet some volunteers and witness the opening of the KIC.
And Dave has a very special report on the 50th year.
I'm Maisie Golding.
And I'm Nat Tipping, and this is KTV News.
In the news this week.
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 After months of campaigning, the university has finally decided to open the library 24 hours.
What's even better is that the bus service will now also run 24 hours a day. I looked into both of these earlier in the week. A lot has been happening on campus for the 50th anniversary. Here's Dave with his special report.
I met some of Kent's finest volunteers this week.
Kathy investigates the news that the sexual health services on campus could be moved 3 miles away.
And I report on the opening of the new Student Media Centre.
Another thing that's been making an impact in the past couple of weeks is the Kent Eye.
I witnessed the moment it opened last week.
Irina reports on the Kent Law Campaign's second annual fun run.
VP Sports Nina Memi talks to Dave about her life before being a sabbatical officer.
Daisy meets the cast of KTV's new drama Encryption.
Tom Curry talks about how his eyebrows get burnt off as Dave investigates the man behind VP activities.
Manon investigates into the marking boycott.
Tom brings us a bit of comedy with his report on Monkey Shine in Mungo's Bar.
I meet student Nigel Ip about his new art discoveries.
George is checking out the latest KTV dramas at the Kent Film Festival.
Irina reports on LGBT History Month.
Charlie attends the Vice Chancellor's Question Time event.
Irina reports on Kent's Employability Week and what you missed at some of the great talks by graduate employers.
And George talks to the lead actors in one of KTV drama's many productions, Julia Rose Marks.
We take a quick look at the 60-minute takeover with an insightful report by Charlie.
And Irina looks into the £10 challenge.
Maisie reports on the Kent Wheels controversial price tag.
Irina and Kathy look into Housing Week.
Alex will be talking to the American football team of Varsity.
Maisie tells us about the School of Arts Popular Performance Showcase.
We better check what the weather has in store for us. Over to you, George.
It's cloudy today and it's going to remain so for most of the week up until Friday.
Today the weather is quite cloudy, and it will continue to be cloudy on Saturday with a peep of sunshine.
Saturday is expected to be mostly cloudy and Sunday should be partially cloudy.
Over the weekend, it's again quite cloudy with a slight breeze, although the breeze will be a bit stronger up here on the hill.
Over the weekend, things will brighten up, and going into next week, we're looking at mostly bright spells with some showers, except on Thursday, rain and rain. I've been Charlie Gardner, and this is KTV News.
Well, that's all from us for this term. For more news, check out Inquire newspaper at inquirelive.co.uk.
And for those radio listeners, check out the news updates on CSR FM.
I'm Alexander Lilly.
And I'm Tom Russell.
Green Lisa Dudar.
Kathy Plumridge.
Been Nat Tipping.
George Styles.
Charlie Gardner.
Irina Gnyasheva.
On Gallagher.
Alexis Simone Addo.
Dave Kokoza.
I'm Mena Manoukian. And I've been Maisie Golding. Thank you for watching KTV News.
Kent Union ranked red. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
I'm George Styles, and this is your KTV News update for Wednesday the 11th of February 2015.
This week is the annual charity fundraiser from Canterbury Student Media.
This week, Kent Union opened Welcome Helper applications.
Which will begin on the 28th of February. KTV Sport will be bringing you great coverage, so stay tuned to the Kent Television YouTube channel.
Her average hourly salary, if you work it out, is £153 an hour.
In this KTV News documentary special, not only will I be talking to both parties involved, I will also be talking to the students of UKC to see how they weigh in on the cost of living.
12 to 14 hours a day just working on my degree stuff, and when we do get the opportunity to be able to get some paid work, I really think it's important that we get enough money to not only just the living wage, but also to be able to survive for other costs, such as we've got book costs, we've got just general maintenance.
If we were to implement the living wage now for our student staff, it would cost us around, if not more, £110,000 a year.
So we should stand up for what we think. We should always tackle and question everything.